Hello again, you extraordinary subscribers. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hemingway Land YouTube channel. So, a little bit of an audible we're going to be calling this week, guys. Last weekend, as you recall, when last we left off, I promised in last week's video, we got some new properties coming this week that are in some place we've been to many times before, but they're new. It's a new subdivision. You're going to love it, love it, love it. And then what happened was, here's how I spent my weekend. Here's the sitch, guys. Let me give you the scoop. So, the website. You know the website, this phantom website I've been promising for over a year now? Oh, we're going to have a new website. Oh, it's going to be great. Oh, it's going to be so well designed, and you're going to, it's such a professional operation, and no more will people call and ask, how do I know this isn't a scam? That website, that seems to go on forever, and I promise, I swear to God, it's a real thing. We're really working on it. Well, anyway, last week, the programming team came to us and said, okay, here's the most recent bunch of changes we made. Let me know if there's anything else. And then I literally spent my entire Friday afternoon and evening into about 4 in the morning making notes. And then I spent all day Saturday from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed making notes. Broke to work out because self-loathing is my default. And then on Sunday did the same. Woke up, worked on notes, worked out, finished the notes, wrapped up around like 4 in the morning, something like that. And perhaps you're saying, Hemingway, how many notes can you make, buddy? Well, here's the thing, guys. It's a lot of typed notes, but then there's a lot of videos. Videos like this, like move this here, center this line, let's extend that 3 inches, things like that. So it's a combination of actual type notes and then video notes. The point is that it ate up my entire weekend. And then it pushed everything that was supposed to be done on the weekend into Monday, and Monday into Tuesday, and yada, yada, yada. So the point is that the listings, and they're good ones, I promise, the listings that were going to go live this week have been pushed 1 week so I can actually work on them and think about them and formulate thoughts and learn things and speak about them intelligently, or what passes for intelligently. So the point, guys, is that while we will have some new properties going live on the website today, they will not contain yourselves. Anyway, before we get to that, however, special thanks to all our valued customers. We got a lot of people doing deposits, guys. A lot of people doing deposits. It's been a crazy busy janvier, and I'd love to tell you about those. But again, we got a new rule. We're waiting until people close escrow or pay the whole amount directly, wire transfer, whatever, and then we'll comment on it. Because like Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown. Is it Lucy or is it Sally? No, Sally's his sister. Lucy. As Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown. Sometimes we get faked out. So we don't want to do that. So the following are all the people who bought land from us this past week who paid us in their entirety. Starting off in Valencia County, Angela and Tony. Tony placed a deposit a couple weeks ago, paid it off last week for that $6,000 5-acre property out there. Combination adjacent acres, totals 5 acres. And in neighboring Socorro, sold some land to Lisa Carlos Virginia and, I apologize, I'm going to massacre this one, Lunabe. I'm going to guess the name is Lunabe. I did not speak to her personally. I'm sure she's delightful. Anyway, so special thanks to all those amazing people. And I look forward, guys, to reporting to you all the amazing properties that we're selling with deposits when they close escrow at some date later in the future. Until such a time. With all that said, we are back in Ba-boom! Where else, people? Socorro County, with 6 new listings going live this week. That's 1 new 3/4 acre property, 3 new 1 acre property, 1 new 2 acre property, and 1 new 4 acre property. And because even I'm confused by what I just said, we'll write it on the screen. Much clearer now. And there's a lot of good ones in this batch, people, so let's take it one by one. Starting off, the first one is located down by the highway with both legal easements along its southern boundary here and its northern boundary, the highway, here. In addition, it has power of the lot line along the Highway 60 side, and because it is 3/4 of an acre, it does meet the minimum lot size for building with conventional well and conventional septic. Next up, much like the first one, this one also sits just off the highway in the southern part of the subdivision and is within about 400 feet of utilities and a utility easement at this, we'll call it a developed home site, just to the northwest, which of course means it should be easier to actually get power extended out to the land, as you find with a number of properties in this specific part of the sub. Next up, we've got 2 lots which are not adjacent but are separated by 1 property in between. So these are Unit 3, Block 145, Lot 1 here at the corner, and Lot 3 just a little further in. Power is roughly a mile south of these here along Jacinto, but I will tell you that if you're looking for adjacent lots and you miss out on the others, this is probably not a bad pair to pick up, especially because we buy and sell so much out here. I'd expect it's only a matter of time before we have Lot 2. Moving on. Our next property is the 2-acre lot, which of course is a combination of 2 adjacent 1-acre lots. This one sits over here in the western part of the sub in a region that is pretty well surrounded by arroyos, which makes the roads a little more difficult to drive on than you find elsewhere in Rio Grande Estates. Would not necessarily be my first choice, but a lot of buyers do like the additional level of privacy this affords you, so if you are one of those people, you may want to check this one out. And finally, guys, last up, we have a unicorn rare combination of 4 adjacent 1-acre lots located down here in the southern portion of the sub, just south of Highway 60. Now, it's a little difficult to make out on the map, but this property actually sits about 1,000 feet west of this utility easement over here, which, who knows what's going on at this structure, but the utility line does run north up to the highway and services a number of home sites in this region. Point being, aside from having more land than any of your neighbors will have, it also sits close to power and may be easier and more affordable to get connected to the grid. With all that said, regrettably, that is all for this week, people, but we will be back next week with the property we originally promised you for this week, as well as the one that was already scheduled to go live next week. Both are in the same county, both are in a new and, dare I say, exciting subdivision, and both, I promise, will be debuting next week. Until such a time, thanks as always for your attention spans, have a great 7 days, and we will see you back here in next week's video.